The heroin epidemic that's going right now is a crisis. And, there are more people, especially young people right now, that are dying from heroin overdoses and opiate overdoses than there are dying from car crashes. And I think, we as young people know there's already way too many people who die in this state from car crashes. The fact that, overdoses are topping that is a travesty. And I think it makes a statement that our representation is not doing what they can to make sure that we're integrating everything that we can. I spoke to a lot of the police officers and a lot of the, people who are facing this issue. My mom's a nurse, and I've got the support of, several emergency room doctors who see this. I've heard from them, the seriousness that this is, this crisis is taking place in our community. A lot of times, I think we just think that a lot of this stuff is going on in the TV shows. I know we watch Breaking Bad and things like that, and we think, well, it's off somewhere. No, a lot of that stuff is happening right here in our own communities, in our cities. And a lot of times it's just as egregious as it is on the big screen. And so we really have to be proactive in trying to combat this. And it's not just young people, but there's a lot of people who, need access to mental health, who need access to, addiction treatment centers. And I've talked to a lot of people who are recovering. They want to do better, and they're beating the heroin crisis every single day in their own lives. And so one of the missions that I've tried to undertake is, if you're struggling with addiction, you can reach out to me because I'm going to make sure that, if you need someone to talk to, I'm here for you. And we have the resources, to make sure that you're getting into whatever program is going to be best for you in your life. And a lot of times it's not, a lot of the opposition claims that it's an economic matter. It's not. It costs tens of thousands of dollars to imprison and arrest somebody. But that doesn't solve the problem. It's very easy with technology and with resources today to arrest somebody. It's a lot harder to make sure that they're able to turn their life around and they're able to start pursuing their passions again by defeating their addiction. And I have the endorsement of the Fraternal Order of Police. I have the support, like I said, of a lot of medical professionals. And it's because right now our representation to a large extent is not doing anything to address this crisis. And so I want to offer that to anybody who might be watching who's struggling with addiction, in your own life, or somebody who is. Feel free to reach out to us because we will provide resources to you about what's available in the community. And on campuses, it's something I think we need to be able to have an honest conversation about because young people today, this is part of my education. There is a lot of mental health disparities between the things that young people today are going through and the conversations we're able to really have about that. And so I think that we need proactive representation so that if you are struggling with addiction and you want to turn your life around, you should be able to. And you shouldn't have to fear the police. You shouldn't have to fear building up a record. The only thing that you should have to fear is that you're not doing your best, for yourself and your family. And so there's a lot that we can do to try to change that. And there's a lot of, really great programs that are out there and really great solutions to make sure that we're defeating this. But it's unacceptable, at this day and age in 2016, that this is such an epidemic in our communities. And so I'm going to do everything that I can to try to face it head on because it's not acceptable to lose a young person to addiction today. I mean, it's something I really spent a lot of time thinking about because, it makes me wonder what we could have done to make sure that they know how incredible, they are and that, this isn't the route that they have to go down and that there are options for them. And so I think our representation can play a really key role in making sure that people, especially young people across the state, know how much they're valued and that, we can defeat, addiction on the individual level and as a society by instituting, really common sense reforms at this point. So I'm glad to have the support of so many people in trying to address it, and I'm confident that if I'm elected, I'm able to work with people and make sure they understand what's going on and they understand the science behind a lot of these solutions, we're able to beat this crisis. And I think we can do it in record time if we're able to build the type of coalition that we really need to get at it.